do it with, because I have done that to that done went and men and all that. So it's like, you gotta know who you being nice to, because it's like these right here, you out there feeling sympathy for them and wishing them the best, and these bitches will do it. Then you ain't even realize them bitches. You out here like, damn, she look like a nice girl. I feel bad for her. Like, it's like, let me think that, bitch, then you start being to me and
not supposed to be kind of giggling at this, but it's how you're delivering it, and it's really throwing me off because it's not fun.
Cardi B didn't just sip tea, she dumped the whole pot in her latest shocking moment. She said she was really out here sliding into DMs, hyping up other female rappers, trying to lift them when the industry wanted to drag them down. But instead of loyalty, she claims she got straight up betrayal. According to Cardi, some of those very same women turned around and messed with her husband, Offset. And that's when Saweetie's name comes storming back into the conversation, because the internet never forgot those 2021 whispers linking her to Offset right after her breakup with Quavo had the blogs going wild. Now, Cardi didn't drop names in this new interview, but the timing, the history, and the streets memory all point at Saweetie as one of the ungrateful ones she was calling out. That's a deep cut. Cardi thought she was building sisterhood in rap, knowing how ruthless it gets when everyone's waiting for a woman to flop. She was out here reaching out like, yo, I see you, I got you, keep pushing. That's not something every top girl does, taking her time to shine light on the newer wave. But instead of love, Cardi says she got knives in her back. And the sting wasn't just as an artist, it cut deep as a wife. Because this wasn't some random drama, it was Offset. The same man who's been caught slipping before, the same man Cardi took back after messy public scandals, the father of her kids. So when she says these women used him to come at her, it wasn't just about cheating, it was a calculated move. In Cardi's eyes, Offset wasn't the prize, he was the pawn. And that's what makes this whole bombshell feel so explosive. This isn't just another tale of a rapper husband stepping out. We've seen that play before. This is about women Cardi trusted, women she tried to help, flipping her marriage into a weapon against her. That's personal, that's professional, and that's public, all twisted into one messy knot.
That like I don't like share, that people will be so surprised. There is a lot of things that I really don't share. Like I share certain things, but it's like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like even if...
Now let's get into how this messy tea is being spun, because everybody's got their own version of the truth. On Cardi's side, she's flipping pain into wisdom, making it clear in her interview, I used to help, I used to reach out, but no more. Lesson learned. She's painting herself as the wounded big sister who gave love and got betrayal in return. And to her, it's not just about cheating, it's about trust. Cardi's telling her fans, I tried to uplift these girls, and look how they repaid me. For her supporters, this makes her look vulnerable, even relatable. The girl who wanted to build sisterhood in rap, only to get clowned for it. On Saweetie's side though, the spin is pure silence. No IG live denial, no Twitter clapback, no diss track, nothing. That silence is its own strategy. For her fans, it screams she's above the drama. But for Cardi's fans, the silence feels loud, like guilt. They're asking, if it wasn't true, wouldn't she have spoken by now? Sometimes not talking is the move. And then there's Offset. Poor guy still looks like a pawn in everybody's storyline. He hasn't addressed this latest flare-up either. And the public spin on him is all too predictable. Offset just being Offset. The reckless husband the media says can't keep it together. Zipped. Cardi's framing Offset as a weapon used against her, while Saweetie's silence makes it look like he was never the prize, just the middleman in a bigger, dirtier game. And the fans? They're the real spin doctors here. Team Cardi is riding hard, saying she gave her heart to the culture and got stabbed by fake friends. They're dragging Saweetie's name back into trending topics, reviving old rumors, and dusting off receipts. Meanwhile, Team Saweetie is clapping back, claiming Cardi always plays the victim when everyone knows Offset is the common denominator. And Offset? The memes got him looking like a knocked over chess piece with captions like, not the pawn again. As for the blogs, they don't care who's right, they just want clicks. One headline screams, Cardi B exposes betrayal, while another shouts, Saweetie caught in Offset storm. Drama sells, and this love triangle is keeping their traffic hot for weeks. The spins are locked in, Cardi the betrayed, Saweetie the silent, Offset the pawn, and the fans as the jury. But here's the kicker, nobody's telling the full story because everybody's got something to protect.
Out here, it's really tough out here. Like, shit is really rough out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I try to warn ya. Then it's like, oh, why y'all not speaking up? I tried to speak up last year. Like, I was trying to tell you, I said it in my speech. Like, I said it, everything that's gonna happen, I said it in my speech. And
the reason this new drama hits so hard is because it doesn't live in a vacuum. The history is already messy and it goes way back. Let's start with Offset. This isn't his first time in a cheating headline. Back in 2018, he was caught up with Summer Bunny, the same woman who tearfully apologized for messing with a married man. Then came the scandal with Jade, Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend, when Cardi herself was accused of sending people to a strip club after learning Offset had been sliding into Jade's DMs. And let's not forget those random leaked DMs and shady screenshots that always seem to pop up with his name attached. Offset's track record of wandering eyes is long, and that's why when Cardi hints another female rapper was creeping with him, the streets believe it instantly. Now enter Saweetie. Her name got tied to Offset back in 2021, right after her messy split from Quavo had everybody watching. Remember, she and Quavo had their own messy public breakup, elevator footage, icy tweets, and drama everywhere. But when whispers started flying that Saweetie had hooked up with Offset behind the scenes, the internet nearly broke in half. Migos fans came at her heavy, saying she crossed family lines by stepping into Quavo's circle. Saweetie denied it publicly, but those whispers never really faded. And then there's the Cardi-Saweetie connection. On the surface, they kept it cute. Smiles at events, polite shout-outs in interviews. But behind the scenes, there was never a real sisterhood. Insiders always said Cardi kept her distance for a reason. Why? Because she never fully trusted Saweetie. Whether it was industry politics, label rivalry, or just clashing vibes, their friendship always looked more Instagram than reality. Put all that together, and Cardi's new revelation feels like the missing puzzle piece, especially with Offset's history proving he definitely could have done it. Saweetie's past whispers already had her name in the mix, and Cardi's vibe toward her was never as warm as it looked. The narrative lines up almost too neatly. And let's be real, this ain't the first time women in hip-hop got tangled in messy triangles. From Nicki and Remy to Megan and Kelsey, sisterhood in rap has always been fragile. Throw men into the mix, especially a man with Offset's record, and the cracks start showing quick. So when Cardi says she tried to help female rappers only to find one sliding into her marriage, the streets didn't just gasp, they nodded and said, yup, that tracks.
Had a track on your album for every girl you don't like that we probably know. How many tracks would be on that album?
oh my gosh. Probably like 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not going to give them that much. I'm not going to cater a whole album.
Now let's zoom out, because messy love triangles in the spotlight are nothing new, and Cardi versus Saweetie versus Offset fits right into a long Hollywood tradition of betrayal. Think back to Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Becky with the good hair. Lemonade shook the world when Beyonce, one of the most powerful women in music, admitted she'd been betrayed by her own husband. The other woman was never even named, but that single lyric sparked a worldwide witch hunt. Sound familiar? Cardi didn't have to say Saweetie's name either. The streets connected the dots themselves, and suddenly, Saweetie's silence feels louder than any words. Or look at Khloe Kardashian, Jordan Woods, and Tristan Thompson. Jordan was basically family, then got caught too close to Khloe's man. When the truth came out, the whole internet picked sides. Just like now, one woman framed as the betrayed, the other branded the snake while the man stays reckless, yet still ends up the pawn used as a weapon to wound the real target. Even in rap, the formula repeats. Remember Nicki Minaj versus Remy Ma? Their beef wasn't about a man, but the industry set them up against each other the exact same way. It always comes down to power, who gets to stand on top, and sometimes the fastest way to hurt a rival is to blur the line between personal and professional. That's exactly how Cardi is framing it. Offset wasn't the prize, he wasn't the end game. He was the chess piece Saweetie allegedly used to embarrass her. To Cardi, this wasn't about a man sneaking around. It was about another woman plotting to tilt her crown. But let's flip the script. Maybe Saweetie wasn't plotting at all. Maybe Offset was just being Offset, moving reckless, sliding where he shouldn't, and leaving women to clean up the mess. In that version, Saweetie isn't the mastermind, just another name tangled in Offset's chaos. And Cardi, hurt and angry, frames it as betrayal, when maybe the real game player was only Offset all along. But here's the catch. Cardi didn't say, "My husband betrayed me." What she said was, "These women I helped betrayed me." And that's a whole different sting. That wording matters. It shows exactly where Cardi puts the blame, and it points straight at Saweetie. So whether Saweetie plotted or just got caught in the storm, the streets already decided she played a role. That's the real danger of silence. It lets everybody else write the story for you. So what happens now? This triangle isn't just a one-week headline. It's a ripple that could shape careers, images, and reputations for years. For Cardi, this feels like a major turning point. She came in raw and unfiltered, grew into a superstar, and always carried the banner of being real. Supporting other female rappers was part of that mission. She wanted to prove she wasn't just competing, she was building sisterhood. But after this betrayal, she says that chapter is done. Her new legacy might shift from being the big sis of rap to the survivor who learned not to trust. And every time Cardi warns about snakes in the industry, this story will forever be Exhibit A with Saweetie's name stamped all over it. This stain is way harder to wash off, even if Saweetie never says a single word. Even if Offset was the one moving shady, her name is already stamped into the conversation. People won't just remember her as the icy girl or Quavo's ex. They'll remember the Offset rumors. They'll remember Cardi's sharp words about women betraying her. Silence might look classy short-term, but long-term, it risks leaving her defined by scandal instead of her music. As for Offset, the sad truth is his public legacy feels predictable now. Fans don't really see him as the smooth-talking Migos star or Cardi's ride or die husband anymore. He's the pawn, the man who keeps getting moved around in stories of betrayal, infidelity, and scandal. Cardi herself framed him that way, not as the mastermind, not as the real target, but as the piece played to hurt her. And if that's how his wife paints him, history might lock him in that role forever. And then there's the bigger picture, what this all says about sisterhood in rap. For years, fans begged for unity among women in hip-hop, tired of constant beefs and petty shade. Cardi tried to embody that unity, but this scandal shows just how fragile it really is. If betrayal is always one DM away, then maybe the dream of true sisterhood in rap was always just that, a dream. The irony hits hard. Cardi set out to protect the women in her lane, to lift them up in an industry that thrives on tearing them down. But in her telling, that very kindness got weaponized against her. She tried to play big sis and instead learned the harsh truth that in the rap game, everybody's a rival until proven otherwise. Legacy-wise, Cardi walks away hardened. Saweetie walks away shadowed. Offset walks away looking like the pawn. And the fans walk away reminded of this. In hip-hop, betrayal isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this with your crew, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.